Joining us now tonight is basketball journalist Femi Adefeso to look at this team's preparation for the Olympic Games and if they can give Nigeria the desired result that they want. Femi, thank you so much for joining us tonight on Game On. This team hasn't exactly hit the high notes in terms of preparation, and the likes of Ufo Undor, who was a former member of this team, has also come out to say that this team lacks experience looking at the playing squad, and Nigeria shouldn't particularly be too optimistic regarding their performance at the Olympic Games. Don't forget, they're in a tough group. They have Australia, they have France, and they have Canada to contend with. But what are your opinions regarding, let's start with what Ufomundo said. Let's look at the roster itself. Are you happy with the roster?
Not totally. Good to be on the show with you tonight. I'm good to see Femi Adefeso and Wale Adigun again after quite a while. This team lacks experience quite a lot, all right. I think Ezine Kalu and Promise Amokana like the solid two people that I can see based off our last trip to the Olympics in Tokyo. And a couple of the girls are young, and then even the coach herself is young. So this is going to be like a baptism of fire, so to speak, for her at the Olympic Games. My worry, like everyone's worry, is we're not hearing enough about this thing. I think the reason why there's a lack of experience is, of course, the case that happened when post the last Olympic Games or the prior. I think it was post the Olympic Games when they complained about welfare, money being owed, and so some players were blacklisted after the protest was made a national conversation. And I really didn't think that was fair, not just to the girls, but to basketball itself. Because these ladies have built momentum over the years. First-time Afro basket winners. This journey started from the Olympic qualifying tournament in Rio 2016, and we built a core. Even though we changed like 3 coaches in between, Sam Vincent and Igli. Now we have Coach Irina Wakama, who is cutting our teeth because he's not as experienced as the other 2 coaches who have taken us this far. Playing Canada, France, and Australia will be a very tough proposition. I mentioned the someone today. If there's any game I think we can win, I think it's the game against France. You asked me why. I think the pressure of playing at home will be on those girls. The French, looking at the fact that we've actually played this France team before and we gave them a real scare at the last World Cup. So they will have that picture at the back of their mind. A couple of our girls are playing in Central Europe, in Germany, in France, in Italy, in Greece. So they have the experience. They know some of these girls on that team. So that might be a very interesting proposition. If we can rattle them quite early, build a lead, I'm sure the pressure, what was supposed to be France carrying the French team might then become pressure for them. And that might be something we can capitalize on. The game against Canada has quite a number of Nigerians on that team, so they'll be playing their sisters as we were, and a good number of them playing in the WNBA. And the Australian team also is formidable. The Australian women's basketball is one of the best leagues in the world. They have some of the best players. And there's also a Nigerian there, Ezine Mabego, who plays for Australian national team. That will be something to watch as well. All in all, I'm not expecting too much. My prediction is to get a win against France and then see what happens against Canada and Australia.
Okay, so Femi, what about this there's this talk that the NBBF has shrouded the team in secrecy, that there's a media blackout. The players are not allowed to speak to journalists. Journalists really have no idea about what is going on in the team. What exactly is going on? Can you help us unpack that? Or is this still a fallout from what happened with the last iteration of the women's national basketball team that saw a lot of players blacklisted? Is this still a fallout from that?
Honestly, I have personal stories to tell, and you know that.
Yeah.
I've shared some of this in private quarters and in many public quarters. But I believe it's relatively the same thing. Nothing has changed from what the girls experienced in Tokyo quite as much. We heard of how shambolic the preparations were in the build-up games in Germany and all, reported by Queen Moses on social media. And it's no surprise because I saw a comment from Ufon Udoka who not only was the captain of this team going into Athens 2004. Think about it, 2004 was 20 years ago, and they went through exactly the same thing. And as team manager in 2017, in the build-up to the World Cup after winning the first of the 4 pieces of the AfroBasket, there were issues like this that occurred. So clearly we have not been learning, we have not been changing our ways. And as usual, rather than our administrators to take this blows on the team, stand up, speak to the public, explain what the challenges are, hopefully they can rally support in that manner if they are able to really, hold, this knife by the handle, rather than thinking it's something that will cost them or hurt them. It will work well for the team. But we wish the girls all the very best. We hope they can, against the odds, prove once again that the Nigerian spirit is unbreakable, that talent is always premium from Nigeria, and we can always, pull our weight when it matters the most. I think that's what we should definitely hope for. But from a management perspective, it's really sad the system of the same story. And I think it's just started by the last experience at the Olympic Games. There are allegations that are not proven yet, that the girls are made to sign non-disclosure agreements, not proven, but the closest person to get any sort of information from the camp, just that they have been made not to speak to the media, speak to anybody, not to release any information. So just like you actually reported, the game against Japan, nobody knows the cause, nobody knows what happened. We don't even know the status of the team, if anybody is injured or anybody is recuperating. No news whatsoever. So it's only what we get to see on Spain when they play their first game is what we go with.
Oh, well, if this team manage somehow, guys, gentlemen, to pull some kind of win at some kind of record at the Olympic Games, trust me, if I go to rename them from the Tigress to the indomitable Tigress of Nigeria. But thank you so much for joining us tonight, Femi Adefeso, basketball journalist extraordinaire. But before we let you go, happy birthday! Happy birthday to you, Femi. You are going to hide that piece of news, but we know for a fact that today is your birthday. And thank you so much for everything that you do for Nigerian basketball. Have a great day, my friend. That's all I can say. But thank you so much for joining us tonight on Game On.
I appreciate it. Let me borrow the words of Megan Miami. I'm receiving houses, I'm receiving cars. So please.
Just send us cake. Send us cake. That's all we want. Thank you. Thank you so much, Femi.